Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome your beautiful faces back to the channel. And we're continuing the coaching series. We're on episode gold right now, and we're working our way all the way up to diamond, as you guys know if you watch prior episodes. And if you guys are new to the coaching series, this is essentially reviewing subscribers' gameplays, but we're here to point out mistakes, figure out what they could do better in certain situations, and overall help them improve. Let's leave our little watermark. Boom. Now, this guy actually reached out to me over on Twitter. Check the description for more details on how to submit your gameplay. We're actually on PC lobbies here, but he is a controller player using the Elite Series 2, and he just switched over to PC. And he's running 144 frames. That must be really nice. All right, here we go. Going Oasis. And I believe there's a lot of teams landing here. 2 to 3 teams.
That one. Just giving my shields a recharge.
Taking fire.
Reloading.
There's a new kill leader. Just another.
Charge.
Reloading.
Enemy down. It's go time.
Down to subject. Taking fire.
Reloading. Last one down out of.
All right, let's back it up here. First things first, we're going to be on gold lobbies. And again, this is on PC. And right off the bat, you're going to see 2 teams landing here, possibly 3. This is a good and a bad situation. A good situation because, again, you are cutting off their loot. But a bad situation is because you're not with your team. And actually, one person landed with you up top of the bins here. I'm not sure if you heard that, but I just heard it right now. Pick up a Mastiff and a Havoc. Havoc is not too reliable, or should I say not too consistent when it comes to long-range fights. So this range sort of here, it's not going to be the best for you. The recoil is too poppy, a little bit random, so not the best weapon choice, but you got to work with what you have. You get a quick loadout, look down low. People won't be down low unless they literally run straight as soon as they land and then down the zip line. Most times they're going to go for guns, especially in the gold lobbies. You wouldn't expect a really good play like that where they're rushing down to get to the loot. So just keep that in mind, because right now you could be taking one of these zip lines right away to get to that gold loot down there. Obviously, we know there's gold knockdowns, gold bags, sometimes gold armor. So if you don't see anyone down there, take advantage of it. Your octane, you can stim immediately to get out if someone is chasing you. You take some time, then you take the zip line down. Now your teammates are in a fight right now, and you really need to pay attention to what you do here. Is you actually go down for the loot, which is not bad, and then you need to stim directly to your team. Like right away. You are really relying on them to win the gunfights. Yes, they won the gunfight, but most times you're not going to get teammates like this where they can hold their own, win their 1v1s. So you really got to pay attention to how close you are to your teammates and your positioning when they're in a fight. So right now, the time it takes for you to get to them, 10 to 15 seconds. By that time, again, one of them could be knocked. Here you get a beautiful exchange though. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely destroyed him. He's about 10 to 15 HP. But you saw his teammate. His teammate was right there. So you got to really be careful about sending this. I know you got really antsy. You want to pick up that kill. You go for the peek here. They have beautiful angles. Again, another 2 teammates there. So is this sendable? Definitely not. I would have ran, as soon as I got that exchange, ran right to my team. Make sure they were okay. Make sure they can full heal. Because again, we're working with multiple squads at this landing location. This is actually their 3rd teammate, the guy that dropped down on you. If he stayed up there, he could have put a lot of pressure on you, which would have been better for that team. You take a nice 1v1 right here. Havoc goes crazy close range, though. Don't make any mistakes about that. And you couldn't quite finish him because another person is on top. So I'm assuming, I guess they rotated around back, or a full team literally landed backside, but I doubt it because we didn't see it. So here you go. You're stimming out. but you make a miraculous play going back to the team, regrouping here. Definitely need a full reset. And you let your teammate know that they're down there, which is awesome. Now you still have one on top there. And he's putting a lot of pressure on you because he has a sniper. I took a look at your jump pad. You have about 92%, which is very close. You can sit and wait on this. You do have a massive secondary. If you place a pad right here in front of you and then you ping your pad, all of you guys could pad up to this rope and then absolutely just 3v1 the person on top there sniping. That guy's eliminated right away. And then you're working with a 3v2 situation. Plus you guys have advantage in positioning. You're on height then. Sending in some beautiful massive shots. Again, you are out of ammo with the Havoc, so got to use what you have. And you get recracked here. And then two other teams start fighting each other. But I think you did a really good job here of playing your life and not forcing yourself to get KP. You could have probably cleaned that one person up, but then again, you would have got knocked, traded. You played it perfectly on playing your life. You see someone up here. And you're flanking again. So I'm assuming you love flanking, especially with Octane. You do have that time to go around nice and quickly with the stim. Pay attention to your positioning compared to your team. Because yes, flanking is good, but it's not good if your teammate's going to get knocked before you actually can engage and close in on the pinch. And that guy's cleaned up, and that's the last one to that squad. So there's still a crypto actually alive. We just shot down the drone. Throws the knock, sticks the lifeline. That's an insane arc right there. Goes up, takes positioning, so be careful when you're pushing that. We decide to flank, which is still a bonus. And that looks to be actually a whole team. So that is actually 4 teams. 4 enemy teams. And this was the last team that rotated late that landed at a no-name town. Has to be. So you're working with just a massive. It's quite unfortunate. Couldn't get much loot. Right here, they're all sending your teammate. So you got to go quickly. Because they're putting the pressure on your team right now. 3v2. Nice shots with the massive. Beautiful shots with the massive. Oh, going for a res down low here. Beautiful. So you did a really good job of relieving the pressure off your team before they can get knocked, which is key. That guy's cleaned up. Now that should be it. Hopefully. I'm pretty sure that is it. So that's 4 teams wiped out on Oasis here, which is incredible. Usually there's not that many teams here. Maybe 2, 3 at max, but 4. So they're making their way to estates here for a rotation. As you can tell, they're absolutely kitted right now. Very decked out weapons. Good on bats, good on med kits. They ended up crafting back in Oasis, which is nice. Make sure you craft. Take the time, craft. I always stress that you can even craft in zone if you need to. So making sure you have at least 4 batteries is always good for you. Now, while they're rotating and looting here, I want to touch on gold lobbies and what you should expect in gold lobbies. As you guys know, we did bronze, we did silver, now we're on gold. And gold and platinum is really where it starts to, start to ramp up. You're going to start noticing a lot more 3 stacks, more people holding cans. You really got to be careful here when you're playing solo and making sure you're playing as a team. You can't take them too easily here and there. Stay on your toes, making sure you're rotating as a team. You guys are doing a phenomenal job right now. And right away, before this actually happens, you got 2 teams fighting on your right here, and then you see one on the left. Immediately make the push on the left. They're distracted on the right. This is a great opportunity to take a fair 3v3 if it is a full team. Otherwise, clean this up and then go immediately right to that next fight. Right now, 9 squads left, so squads are dying quickly. You have 4 KP. Things are looking very good. There's that guy you saw to the left there. That's a nice knock. Blue knockdown shield, so he has teammates.
Subject deceased.
Someone is ratting right around this area. I 100% heard a footstep there. Be very careful, especially when you're pushing into the next fight. That guy can just absolutely rat and ruin your game. He's definitely camping behind you somewhere though. He's probably trying to play for banner on that first kill you guys got. Get a good exchange here. Run back, take a bat. I like this though. Very good so far. And I notice you're always flanking the enemy teams. You're always pinching them, so it's nice. Just be aware of the timings though. You don't want to take too long to flank, because then again you could get your teammate knocked by doing that. The timing needs to be perfected when you get to higher lobbies though, so platinum and above. Really pay attention to that. And your weapon loadout looks to be Eva Volt, which is pretty solid, but again, close range dominant. You don't have that long range coverage there. And that looks to be a solo Octane trying to make the escape plan. Ah, you should have just took that jump pad that was already there. And then you could have threw the next one. And then the next one that you had at the top there, you threw one down. And it looks like Lifeline found him. Camping into the house there. Okay, here you're making actually a weapon transition. Swapping from the Volt to the Hemlock. Picking up some long range, which I like. It's going to help overall throughout the entire match. Any type of situation, you're going to be locked down now. I want to pause it here because they're actually talking about rotating the lifeline. So this guy doesn't even know who this lifeline is. Starts pinging up top there to rotate wide right, which would be the safest route to take. Then you have height for next zone and a dominant spot. Now, if there's a team, let's say hypothetically there's a team up top, look to see, you have 1 minute and 40 seconds. So you can look to pressure them, maybe push them back and take their positioning if they're trying to hold you out up there. So don't be scared to rotate wide, even if there's a team trying to hold you out. When you have time to spare, you can work with them a little bit, see what happens. If you get the better of the exchange, guess what? They're going to back up from that spot and they're going to let you take it. Maybe forcing them into another team to get third party. Or you're trying to cut through mid here, which is not, it's still not a bad play if you guys are cutting through mid here. And actually, I didn't really touch on their legend layout right here. We have a Lifeline, Caustic, and an Octane. Very interesting combo here. And I want to say this actually works. Believe it or not, this actually works because Caustic can lock down a sort of a general area here if it's nice and small, if they have a house, just like they're going through right now. Lifeline's great for rezzing multiple people. So if a Caustic actually ends up going down, if you end up going down, she's going to be really clutch. And then you have the mobility for your team with the jump pads. So this is sort of a decent setup here. Never really thought about this combo, but I don't really necessarily run too many Caustics, or, you know, my friends that I play don't run Caustics, so. You guys are taking the fight here. Beautiful Hemlock shots. Love it. The end sort of whiffed there, but it's okay. Right here, maybe semi-auto. Start hitting more consistent shots that way. And then there's the other squad. Caustic said we're being attacked by another squad, so that's what you really have to pay attention to. So you guys cut through middle here. And what happens when you do that is when you cut right directly through the middle of the map and you're not holding an outer edge, you're going to be forced by multiple angles. The wide rotation where that lifeline pinged originally would have been the best rotation. Again, holding height. If there's a team up there, you can just force them out of their spot. There's a lot of playroom there. You guys had a lot of time to fight. Let's see if you guys can clutch up here. The Caustic goes down. Is it going to get thirsted? Oh my goodness, you're one shot. Definitely crank it back here. Taking a mech, get to full heal. I like it. Right here, you can actually make sort of a nice play. If you run, after you take this med kit, stim right over to the Caustic and throw a pad right next to him. You and the Caustic will take the pad together, and then you can pad out to safety and get a nice revive going. Lifeline gets a knock on the team on the left. That's nice. Then goes down. Possible 1v1 situation with you on this left side here. Yep, Lifeline just said, throw me a jump pad. It's the exact play what I had in mind here. It's a little bit short because they have to crawl to it though. So again, just stim right up to them. Don't worry about getting shot. You're in stim. You can strafe around. Use your movement to strafe the shots. Caustic gets out to safety nicely. Now let's see if Lifeline can get to this jump pad. She's got a long way to go though. So you still got the team pressuring you on height there. You have a solid spot. That's probably the best spot in the game for now. Two other squads. So a fight just went down somewhere. Not even close to this. You guys make a nice play here. Rotating back. You don't need to force a fight, especially when there's two other teams where you can get into the third party. Not the most cover here, but you can definitely work with some stuff. I hear a team directly to your close right at that mid gap you guys actually rotated in from.
Enemy spotted.
So a Bengal goes down. I would think this is a waste of a Bengal. You really want to use Bengals if you get a potential knock. Right now, they are looking for the third squad. They don't know where they are. And this looks to be a full team in front here with red Evo, so you got to be aware here. Nice thermite.
Charging up my shields.
If you need cover, shoot my gas tank.
You had 100 bullets with this hemlock. Actually, 96. You just reloaded. Ooh, be careful crafting here. I was going to say, you're very low on heavy ammo. You're probably going to craft some there. When you're low on it, put it in semi-auto mode. That's going to help conserve some heavy ammo. You'll hit the shots that count then, so you won't be whiffing, you know, those 2 bullets in a burst or whatever.
Deploying health drone.
Recharging shields.
Might be something good this way.
Another variable for the lab rats.
I believe this zone is going to pull to you guys. There's no way it's pulling on that house there. Only the edge of that house is in, so... And here goes a fight, actually. Is that the solo fighting the full team? The Wraith just phased down to the right. Yep, so they're fighting the solo on one of the squads. Solo gets killed. Now it should be 3v3. Fair fight here. Let's see how they play it.
Making contact with enemy.
Be careful with this Eva at this range, though. I would have used the hemlock here. Definitely use the hemlock. Save that for close range. Taking a lot of damage here. When you're in a situation like this, I hear actually one pulling up on this right side here. Yes, you don't want to afford to take any damage because you really can't, but I would have taken the heals right behind this tractor and jump over it while taking cells. That way you can see how close that enemy is to pushing you. So what happens in that situation is when you know he's about to push you, you can cancel the heals, get your gun ready and ready to be in that fight and get the better of the exchange. You can't afford to lose the exchange at first because you have like no armor and no health. So you're automatically going to lose the gunfight when you're unaware when he's about to push. And he's sort of getting aggressive on this right side here. Your teammates look to be sending shots. Yep, they're pinging right there. So while you're healing, sort of jump over cover just to keep an eye on where they are. Don't expose yourself too much, but just enough where you can see for a split second on where the enemy is located. So now they're exposed for you. There's some good shots there. There we go. Nice. That Wraith is just about cracked. And the zone is closing, so it's not looking good for them. This is where the Bengal would have been clutch. That Bangalore wasted her ult way too early. And she definitely doesn't have it now. When she has ulti excels. Beautiful shots from Wraith. Oh my goodness. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Take the Eva out right here. Okay, good try, good try. Right there, I would have stimmed hipfire strafed with the Eva. And then make sure you had it out before you took the jump pad. I believe it's 2v1 right now. They should have that cleanup fairly simple. There it is. GG's. Really good job. Very interesting game too. The lobbies and the skill progress as I go through these rank series. We're starting from bronze all the way up to diamond. I think you had like 2k damage, so you put in the work. There it is. 6 KP, so you got the max KP. Lifeline, she's sitting pretty. Max KP there. Same thing with Caustic. You guys did a phenomenal job. You got the max KP rewarded plus the win. Thank you for spending a couple minutes every day with me. If you did enjoy it, like rating is always appreciated. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And as always, this was Sultan D, and I'm signing off. Peace.